Hi, hello friends, welcome to SPV Education World. Together we create a better world. Today we're going to see all the facts about the GSLV F11 launch vehicle which had launched a communication satellite GSAT-7A. We shall see all details about that. See here friends, the satellite is GSAT-7A which it is a geostationary satellite. Now your question arises, what is geostationary satellite? Remember the questions which were arising in this satellite launch. All things will be solved in the last minute of this video, so watch it completely. And it is a satellite of Ku band. What is it? It is of a Ku band launch vehicle and it provides communication services at Ku band. What is Ku band and these things? There is one first question. This is the second question. It is Ku band. We shall see that in detail in later. Okay friends, here GSAT-7A, it is configured with ISRO's 2000 kg satellite bus of I2K. This is the bus which has been configured. Okay friends, here its salient features the lift-off mass. The mass of the satellite which has been lift off is 2250 kgs and the spacecraft power, which means the panels which were empaneled in it, which means the solar panels had able to create about 3.3 kilowatts power, and also the payload is Ku band transponders or the payload. And what is the mission of the satellite? The mission of the satellite is 8 years altogether. Okay friends, see here, and we shall see it is India's geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle, which is it is GSLV F11 is a launch vehicle. Remember this, F11 is a launch vehicle and 7A is a satellite. The difference between them you must be understanding. Okay, 7A satellite is launched into geosynchronous transfer orbit. Actually we studied before, it is a geostationary orbit, but why it is launched into geosynchronous transfer orbit? What is it? Geosynchronous transfer orbit. The third question has risen, and this also will be solved in the last minute. So wait and see here friends, it is launched from the second launch pad of SDC, which means Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, Sriharikota. And also GSAT is a geostationary communication satellite. Why communication satellites always launched in a geostationary orbit? These are also the questions which will be solved. And in geosynchronous transfer orbit, the perigee is 170 plus or minus 3 kilometers and apogee is 33,190 to 40,000 kilometers. Why it is given? What is perigee and apogee? Why does that exist here? These questions also will be solved, my dear friend. See here, and also few facts of this satellite launch is, this is a shar's launch of 69th launch vehicle, which means still now we had launched 68, now it is 69th satellite launch, and it is a 39th communication satellite launched by ISRO. What is the difference between communication satellite and normal satellite? Communication satellite mostly placed in the geosynchronous or geostationary orbit. Other satellites or weather satellites, these are placed in polar synchronous, sun synchronous and low earth orbits. Okay friends, here 13th, this is the GSLV Mark II's 13th flight, GSAT-7A. And it is the 7th successful launch of, also one more thing friends, it is a 7th launch of shar in the same year 2018, and it is the 7th successful launch of GSLV Mark III with indigenous cryogenic upper stage. Now here already we have 3 questions risen in your mind, and 4th question is cryogenic upper stage. What is cryogenic upper stage? This also will be solved. Okay friends, this is the different stages of the satellite which has been launched, which is GSAT-7A communication satellite launched through the launch vehicle GSLV F11. Okay friends, see here, this is first stage. First stage has S139, a solid propellant which has a length of 20 meters and it is propelled by the 4-strap liquid strap in, and it is supported by the 4 liquid strap propellants. This is the 4 liquid straps here there friends. The sides which are connected is called liquid straps, and also the middle one is called S139 solid engine. And also we shall see about the next stage of second stage. Second stage has Vikas engine. Okay, Vikas engine is present in the second stage. Okay friends, it is of 11 meters height, and height doesn't matter. Third stage is our cryogenic stage. Here we have one more doubt called cryogenic stage is in the third stage or final stage. So it is 3-stage launch vehicle and the payload is in the topmost line. The total height of the launch vehicle is 51 meters. The second stage Vikas engine plays a major role in the propelling the launch vehicle. Okay friends, we shall see here the launch direction. The launch is some sort of curved path. Why all the satellites are launched in a curved path? Actually they can be launched straight now, but why they are not? This is a one more question, fifth question, which are raised in your mind. Now we had 5 questions risen in your mind that will be solved now. Okay friends, see here, this is about GSLV F11. Why this satellite GSAT-7A is launched? It is for the air traffic control and airplane transport, and these things are helped by this. Why they used KU band? What is KU band? Those things I will be clearing later. Okay friends, see here, and also one more thing we have a doubt. It is GSAT-7A. What about 7? It is 7A means something must be GSAT-7. So GSAT-7 is 2013 launched. It is also called as Rukmini. It is also a communication satellite for the naval communication. So it is called Rukmini. Rukmini is GSAT-7 and this is GSAT-7A for air traffic control. Okay friends, now here we have a doubts risen. What is geostationary orbit and why we had launched GSAT-7A in geosynchronous transfer orbit? What is why the perigee and apogee are present here? And now we have one more doubt called KU band. Why they used KU band? What are all the benefits of it? And cryogenic stage, which is the third stage, or cryogenic fuel is used. What is it? And why the satellites are in a curved path? These are all the questions which will be answered by me friends. See here friends, this is the orbits of the satellite. See here friends, the blue one externally is a geostationary orbit, which means it is a somewhat larger orbit and certainly little bit circular in shape, and this one is highly elliptical orbit. This highly elliptical orbit can be considered as the geosynchronous transfer orbit. Okay friends, see here, polar orbit means the revolution will be in the poles, and low earth orbit will be close to earth, which is 600 or 500 kilometers from the earth's surface. Okay friends, this is all the orbits present in the by the artificial satellites around the earth. And see here friends, we need to find what is geostationary orbit. Geostationary orbit means it has a certain distance, which means 35,786 kilometers from the earth's surface. At that position, the revolution of the satellite meets the rotation of the earth, which means the total revolution time of the satellite will be 1 day. The same is the rotation of the earth. So always the satellite stays in the same position. See here in the second image, you can see in this position, whatever the time you watch, the satellite will be in the same position in the whole day. So it will be always be watching the same place. So here friends, this is geostationary orbit and geosynchronous orbit. What is the difference between both? Both are same distance friends, but what the thing is that geostationary orbit is to the equator. It will be mostly close straight to the equator, and it is called geostationary orbit. And if it is slightly inclined with an angle, it is called geosynchronous orbit. That is the difference between geostationary and geosynchronous orbits. Okay friends, see here, this is the shown figure here. This always to the axis, perfectly perpendicular to the axis, is called as geostationary, and with certain inclination is called geosynchronous orbits. And all the orbital period, which means for the geosynchronous also orbital period is 1 day, and for the geostationary also orbital period is 1 day only. And see here friends, for different countries there is a different positioning of the geostationary satellites, which means for India it will be GSAT means Indian satellites, it is 94 degrees east it will be placed. For Japan it will be 140 east. For USA it will be 131 west, and these are all the data given here. So you just remember, this may not be asked in the exam, but there is a clarity for you so that you may have better understanding. Okay friends, here now we had seen geostationary. We need to know geostationary transfer orbit. Why is it is transfer orbit? We shall have a clear friends. From earth we don't have that much high propellant satellite, so we can directly launch into the geostationary orbit, so that we use our technology and knowledge for the beneficial. So we launch it in a highly elliptical orbit. We place in a highly elliptical orbit, so it will be rotating, and one time from here it will be meeting to the highest end. This, okay, here I'll clear one thing. The closest spot is called perigee, which means the closest to the earth, while in the revolution the closest spot to the earth is called perigee, and the distant spot is called apogee. This is the thing we had a confusion friends. This is also comes to the moon, where the closest place where moon exists to the earth with respect to the earth is called perigee, and distant spot is called apogee, position of the moon. Okay friends, when it comes to the apogee or when it meets to the geostationary orbit, then automatically the satellite is propelled or moved on to the geostationary orbit. So we just jump the orbit from the elliptical to we move on to the circular orbit. This is how the functioning is happening. Okay friends, now our next question is solved. Why they used Ku band? Okay friends, the satellite communication, they use different band of frequencies for the communications. In a communication satellites, we shall see what are all the frequencies here. Here it is given data. In last you can see the K has the three bands, Ku, K and Ka. So what is Ku band? We just see here, understanding the Ku band, it is 12 to 18 gigahertz frequencies. It is called a Ku band. Why? It is a wider range, it can cover a wider range, and it is also mostly a reliable form of communications, and also it can be easily captured by the small antennas, and just small antenna is enough to capture the frequency in Ku band. So that we use Ku band. This is what we need to know about Ku band. Okay friends, see here, now our confusion on cryogenic engine is cleared. Cryogenic engine means, or cryogenic fuel is third stage. What is cryogenic? It is a extreme low pressure of liquid state. Here cryogenic fuel we use O2 and hydrogen, which means oxygen and hydrogen we use as a liquid form in the third stage. So it is cryogenic fuel. It means it is extremely low temperature. What is its temperature? Its temperature will be minus 183 degrees Celsius or minus 253 degrees Celsius. At certain low temperature we will having the cryogenic fuel, so that easily it will be combusted, and it is also eco-friendly, and there is no any harmful gases that are greenhouse gases are released into the atmosphere. So it has many good features to be understood. Okay friends, this is the thing about cryogenic fuel. I am not going depth into the topics. We will see that in a further classes or any sessions. Okay friends, see here now why the satellites are taking the curved path. See friends, always the satellites are launched in a curved path. Why can't we launch it straight? So if we launch straight, Earth has a gravitation. So obviously when Earth has a gravitation, obviously when the fuel is ended, the fuel is finished, automatically the Earth will pull it back and the satellite will be fall like a stone. So better to get into the orbit of the Earth or geostationary orbit, whatever the orbit we are fixing, we just move it with a just curved path to overcome the Earth's gravitation. So automatically when it moves on, it will be placed in the orbit and it will be starting rotations. This is how we plan and work on this satellite launch friends. Here are the details. You can pause and read it over so that you can understand why it is curved trajectories. Okay friends, thanks for watching SPV Education World. Together we create a better world. If you are not subscribed yet, kindly subscribe friend. Keep supporting, we'll come up with a more understanding and interesting videos. Thank you friends. Here is your friend signing off, SP Rajan. Thank you.